What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 729th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity. It is Friday, April 23rd of 2021. It is good to have you all in this late afternoon, early evening. I appreciate you guys making time for the show. Appreciate that very much. Dev is actually out getting her COVID vaccination. She's getting the first of two vaccinations. We could not find an appointment to save our lives back east. It was either too busy, or there's either no appointments available, or you're too young, and we're like, dude. And so I've just got the text from Deb that says, here goes nothing. So she is at I think she's at the Walgreens or the CVS getting vaccinated for Dorona. So it's good that she is getting that taken care of. As always, we are streaming live to Facebook, Twitch, MGTOW.tv, YouTube, and of course in crystal clear, high definition, high resolution 4K 2 Sharp stream. The first and only independently owned and run platform in this community. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharp Reality Live a part of your daily routine. So the Book of Womanese is officially for sale. It was released at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's see how many copies we have. And so far, 194 copies have been sold. So far, 191 copies have been sold. Freudian slip there. So guys are loving the book. I'm also getting a bunch of emails from guys telling me that they would like to see a How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up book. They're telling me that they want an ebook entitled How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up. So I don't see why I wouldn't do anything like that. I think it's a natural progression. I might even do a how to master the game book, condense all that stuff down, and we are good to go. So, the Book of Womanese, Volume 1, it's out right now. Links in description. Only $16. And remember, guys, when you purchase the Book of Womanese, there is a coupon in the book on page 2 that gives you a 30% discount on each and every course in my catalog, including Womanese, Volumes 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can also purchase Womanese by separate volumes. Right now, there's Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. Volume 4 is a compilation of 1, 2, 3, and 4. When I release Womanese Volume 5, which I might do a little bit sooner than I had anticipated, then Volume 4 will be available by itself. And then, of course, Volume 5 will be available on its own as well. So as of right now, each and every Womanese volume, with the exception of 4 and 5, they are all available separately. And now I need to go turn on my AC because it's hot in here. Woo! There we go. Much better. Much better. Okay. Much better. It's a very well insulated place in here. A couple of things here before we get started. Like I announced yesterday, we were approved for an extra 100. We were approved for an extra 100 hotel suites. So each and every ticket to the Conference of Masculine Excellence is going to include a room. Just because you are a VIP does not mean you're the only people that have a room, right? 25 VIP tickets. We have 3 left. 3 VIP tickets left. Originally, the first 50 attendees were going to get their rooms at absolutely no charge. Absolutely no charge. Yesterday, we had sold 39 of those tickets. This morning, we were already up to 46. But thankfully, yesterday, I was able to secure an extra 100 rooms. They told us 75 in the beginning. I said, you know what? We're going to go ahead and push it to 100 rooms. So if you purchase a ticket to the Conference of Masculine Excellence, you absolutely positively, your room's included. Room's included. And this is a really, really, really nice place too. Just wanted to give you guys some, a little bit more value. Want to give you guys a little bit more value. We're going to be out, couple more quick announcements. We're going to be out in Philly. We're going back to Philly on Monday. We're flying out early Monday morning. I think it's like 6:45 or something like that. West Coast time. And so 6:45 West Coast time. Dev and I we're gonna head to Philly for a week or two. Actually, we're probably only gonna be there for a week. Little over a week. Maybe 10 days, 11 days. But we miss our animals. We've also got some business to take care of out there. And so, being able to travel back and forth is, it's something that we value. So we're looking forward to going out there, seeing our animals. Probably stay for a week or so, and then we'll head on back here. Finish up what we came out here to do. Finish up the training, getting fit, getting right, getting tight, and all that good stuff. So I will be back. At the TSR Command Center. I'll be back at TSR headquarters, HQ, for about a week or so, and then of course we'll be back here for the duration of the spring. Looking forward to that. One thing that I have so I'm on Amazon. I was on Amazon earlier today. And, I'm scrolling. I'm always looking for slutty clothes for Dev. Because listen, man, sometimes you got to spice it up, right? And I came across something I hadn't made her wear in quite a while. And I think I'm going to buy like a shit ton of these because I love these. Somebody Google Slingshot Bikini. If you Google Slingshot Bikini, dude, Slingshot Bikinis are out of this world. Slingshot Bikinis are out of this world hot. I made Dev wear one time, dude, a long time ago. And this was back when we had first started talking. And dude, she walked out, dude, it was a black Slingshot Bikini. I was like, wow. Holy God. Holy moly. And so, I think I'm going to get her, I think I'm going to get her about a dozen more pair. I think I'm going to get her a dozen Slingshot bikinis because she looks good in those. She looks really good in those. Yeah, listen, you can't be rotund. You cannot be overweight. I mean, you can be overweight and wear a Slingshot bikini. It just doesn't look good at all. Devin's she's got the nice hourglass figure, got the nice flat stomach, nice huge boobs that are still perky even at her age. Also, Dev is actually getting back onto HGH. She is getting onto human growth hormone. By the way, shout out to Phil Foster. Man. Phil Foster, that's the guy. So his wife, I think his wife or girlfriend, I don't know. I can't really tell. I don't know which one it is. But his significant other is on HGH. And for years, I had Dev on HGH at one point, and then she kind of got off of it because she gained a bunch of weight. And the reason she gained a bunch of weight is because she wasn't working out. Shortly after that, I decided to hire her a personal trainer, and it's been pretty much smooth sailing from there. But she hasn't been on anything. Hadn't been on anything. You know? And listen, man, like, she's not getting any younger, right? Obviously. And so she's looking for something she's got a nice flat stomach, but she's like she's like, oh, I gotta get rid of this pooch. I gotta get rid of this pooch. Oh my God, I gotta get rid of this. And the reason why she is hyper obsessed about her figure is because she's getting older and my value is going up. Like, we'll be out and about, and Devin sees how women respond to me. And I'm not the one that's just going to be like Jabe and be like, well, I don't want to talk. No, man, I'm as jovial as they come. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Fine weather we're having today. Like, dude, this is just how I am. This is how I am. Devin has now been halfway vaccinated by COVID. And so, you know, obviously because of the, my success is starting to increase my value a little bit. I'm definitely whipping myself into shape. Since I've been in Phoenix, I've been here a little over 3 weeks. I'm down 17 pounds. So, but yeah, she is hyper obsessed with her figure. And so she is going to start squatting 3 days a week. She already works out 5 days a week. Start squatting 3 days a week. Keep that ass nice and tight. And now she's going to be on HGH, which will hopefully preserve her adult film style body. Dude, she's got the perfect body for a Slingshot Bikini. Holy moly. So we're going to be getting, this is how we are going to be getting down. Taj Sid on the Sharpe stream side said, Devin is doing good, keeping a flat stomach at 74, right? But yeah, listen, Dev was born with great genetics. She really is. She was in gymnastics. She was in gymnastics when she was a teenager. But she says, well, I built a strong base. That's why I look good now. I was like, no, sweetie, you were blessed genetically. Like, let's not pretend that the reason you have your body now is just because you worked hard, 30 some odd years ago. No, not going to happen. No. Mm-mm. And for the longest time, she kept trying to bullshit her. I was like, Dev, come on. And so finally she's like, all right. I have good genetics, because her sister most definitely does not have her genetics. Not even close. So Devin was blessed with great genetics, physically the strongest woman I have ever been in a relationship with. She's very dense. She's not like ripped muscular, but she's definitely nice and toned out. Listen, you guys go on all my Instagram and all that. Dude, she's got the best legs I've ever seen. Some of anyway. So that's what's going on. The Book of Womanese is out. Every ticket to the CME includes a hotel room. And we're going to be back in Philly next week, and Devin is going to get about a dozen Slingshot bikinis. Okay, so let's get to today's topic at hand, and that is establishing boundaries. Now, one thing we have to really, really, really understand in terms of setting boundaries is part of the training process, right? So we're going to start with the training process, with how to begin the training process to help her to act like a quality woman. Now, notice I didn't say how to train a female to become a quality woman. I said how to act like a quality woman, right? As in, so long as she's with you. We all know, guys, when left to their own devices, women are self-destructive, meaning if they're not under the guidance of an RP-aware male, they turn into 304s, even if they were with him for 5 years. Everything that he has taught her to that point will literally go right out the window as soon as she leaves him or he leaves her, whatever the case may be. If Dev and I were to split up right now, if she were to come back and be like, hey, listen, I got my COVID test, I'm invincible, I'm out, she'd be right back on the carousel before I could say see you later. Okay? She'd go right back to doing what she was doing before she met me and engaging in all the bad behaviors I trained out of her. All it takes is a split up, and a well-trained woman will go right back to being the feral creatures they are. Anyway, those who regularly consume this kind of content know that we constantly preach physical fitness, right? Financial shrewdness, masculinity, and so forth. I've also said that having access to higher quality girls is just a side effect of living the red pill life, right? Especially, as it happens, if you don't make women your top priority, which you absolutely won't be doing if you really are living this kind of life. Listen, man, it's great to smash a bunch of 304s, Okay, it's great to have them all in rotation. Most veteran players will tell you that no matter how many females are smashed at any given time, they'd all like to have that one woman who is his and only his, right? A woman who takes care of him. A woman who presumably isn't banging anybody else, right? A woman who's committed to him and only him. I'm talking about, obviously, a main chick, a girlfriend, a partner, long-term partner. Having a woman has the potential to elevate a man's life in ways that a lot of us are unwilling to admit. I mean, sure, we can talk about as all this, bitches ain't shit, how we don't need them. And for the most part, these assertions are accurate. They are. But guys, let's not kid ourselves. Okay, we all know that having that one female that we can count on, or at least put to work for us, elevates our lives. Yes, banging hoes is great. Nobody's disputing that. And I say this a lot. It would be disingenuous for any man to say that he has no need for a dependable woman in his life. Listen, we all want reliable, loyal, significant others. Saying otherwise would be lying to ourselves and everyone else. So now the question really becomes, how do we find a woman who is girlfriend worthy? Well, the answer is we don't. These women are few and far between, guys. I think that's obvious. And just about all of them are either off the market or about to be. The hard truth, guys, is that quality women these days, they're nowhere to be found. And because of this, it's on us to build and mold them into what we want and need as men. And don't get it twisted, guys. This isn't easy to do. Okay? And the reason it's not easy is because the girl power movement has indoctrinated women so thoroughly that most of them will check out once you start this level of training that I'm going to talk about. What does that mean? Well, it means that you will fail most. You will fail with most, if not every single woman you attempt to train in this way. Now, some might ask, okay, Donovan, so what's the point of training a woman if not all of them will be receptive to it? And my answer my answer to that would be, well, listen, man, like, what's the point of not training them? First of all, listen, man, if you're trying to get a woman, if you're trying to train a woman here and she's not receptive, guess what, man? Either your value's not high enough or you picked the wrong woman. Either way, she's got to go, right? See, that's the thing, guys. This is what we have to remember, man. If a man isn't proactive with a woman and trains the tendencies she has that are conducive to bad behavior and subsequently infidelity, a woman will, in fact, engage in bad behavior and cheat. It's mathematical certainty, man. Like we see it all the time every day. A man who does not train the bad behavior out and the good behavior in, that's a man who is destined for betrayal. But if you really want a woman who can be of use to you, a woman who is seemingly loyal, devoted to you and only you, this is what's necessary, guys. Because while having a quality woman in your life is a lot better than the player lifestyle, the player lifestyle is far greater than having a girlfriend or wife who makes your life a living hell. Now, before you guys start jumping to conclusions here, I am not suggesting that you try to turn a hoe into a housewife. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. As a man with this level of awareness, we know better than that. We know better than that. And guys, look, man, I've attempted to train plenty of females. 2.5 actually stuck to the training. The first one I tried it with, she agreed, lasted about a week and a half. Maybe. That was the half. The second one got through it, but she was a fucking headache. So after 8 months, I ended up dumping her. Right? The third one I attempted this with is now my girlfriend. So yes, I do this myself, guys. I'm not giving you guys, some idea that I heard from somebody else. No, this is shit that I have done and still continue to do based on my own experiences. Now, before we actually get to the setting of the boundaries, there are three very obvious things that must be in place before you can start molding a woman to be a woman that you can trust, be proud of, and serves you as a man. Number one, you see on your screen, your value must be high. Okay? No, you don't have to be a 6'4" millionaire with movie star looks, 3% body fat, washboard abs. Okay? But you can't be a fat guy who lives with his mom, spends all his money on junk food, and plays video games all day. Okay? If your woman is going to follow your lead, you need to increase your value. Get in shape, start exercising financial shrewdness, learn how to handle women. Which leads me to number 2. She has to trust your judgment. She has to trust you. And not in the way you're thinking. Not in the way you're, well, no. No. I'm not talking about trust you not to step out on her, not to sleep with other women. No. If your value is high enough, she will learn to live with you having side chicks as long as you don't throw it in her face or get caught. Again, I referred you guys to this yesterday, the 10 side chick commandments. Okay? You can enjoy the benefits of smashing more than one woman without any of the pitfalls that come with it. There is some risk. That's the game. No, the trust I'm referring to is her trust that you're leading her down the right path. She has to understand very clearly that you know how to handle women, that you have a solid handle on your life, and that your word is final. If she doesn't believe that what you're instructing her to do, if she doesn't believe that what you're instructing her to do will benefit your potential relationship with her and make her a better woman, she's not going to stick around. Not going to stick around. Women need men who make them better women. And if she doesn't trust you to do that, she's not going to trust you. Third thing that has to be in place, she has to want to submit to you. Okay, being dominant in your dealings with women is necessary. We all know that. But when push comes to shove, a woman will not do anything she doesn't want to do. You can instruct her, you can give her commands and all that stuff, but if a female doesn't have the desire to submit to you, she's not going to. It's that simple. This is where the first two elements that I just mentioned are paramount. Very, very important. Women completely and wholly surrender to men that are high value and that they trust. If you are neither, she is not going to want to bend to your will. She's just not. So when you have your stuff, when you have your shit together, you can then select a woman to start training. Now, again, as men, we don't have to be told what to look for in a woman. We naturally know what traits we're looking for in a female, both physically and mentally. We don't need anyone to tell us what to look for. Okay? What we need to know is what to stay away from. And when you find a woman who doesn't appear to have these habits or behaviors, who seems to be a decent human being, who could potentially make a good long-term significant other, you have to lay a foundation that sets the tone for what your expectations are. Now keep in mind, I want you guys to keep in mind, I guess that's Dev. Keep in mind that most of the time, today's women will not bend to this level of dominant training. They're just not going to. That's fact. Most girls I've done this with either couldn't or wouldn't for one reason or another. That's perfectly okay. Okay? Being with me is not for most. I'll tell you that right now. It's not easy. Listen, just ask Deb. She'll tell you I am not an easy dude to be with. Just that dude. Ask all the chicks in Vegas who didn't make the cut. They'll tell you too. Western culture has ruined women for good. But if you select correctly, if you stay the course, and you display an uncompromising conviction in your demands, your candidate will take to it so long as everything is in place. So let's go over a few things that you absolutely must do starting out. Number 1, you must objectify her. Today's pathetic men, they get all excited at the prospect of their wives or girlfriends wearing lingerie once every 6 months. Okay? They froth at the mouth. They brag to their coworkers. Kim's wearing the red one tonight with the snaps. Right? These men obviously don't know how to handle women. And accepting the fact that their women won't release their inner 304s only makes things worse. Guys, women want to be objectified. Okay? They can say whatever they want on social media, but they know the truth. They want to see you drool at the sight of them. Listen, understand this, guys. I'll just put it to you this way. Females want to be desired far more than they want to be loved. That's just all there is to it. Yes, it's nice for a woman to be loved, but women want to be desired. They want men to want to fuck them. That's what they want. To make her feel desired, make her wear slutty clothes every night. Guys, make her wear stripper heels. Make her wear, slutty panties. Make her dress like a stripper. That's what I do. This needs to be a regular thing, guys. She needs to understand that if she is going to be your girl, then she is required to make herself as desirable as often as possible and on command. If you tell her you're wearing the stripper heels, the tube top, and the thong tonight, her response needs to be, yes, sir. As a supplement to this technique, sometimes make her send nudes. right? Right? You know, listen, tell her to give you a butt selfie. Tell her to give you a below the belt selfie, right? Tell her to give you a boob shot throughout the day. That will drill into her skull that she exists to satisfy you visually and sexually. And any deviation or insubordination will result in the end of her training and subsequently her chance at a relationship of consequence with you. End of story. End of story. Next thing you got to do is set the tone here. Voice your expectations. Now, we'll get into a little bit more detail a little bit later on this, but it's obvious that most men in relationships, they're scared to death at the prospect of actually telling a woman what to do and what he expects from her. Okay? This approach is completely wrong, because women want to know that a man has the balls to tell her what he expects. Secondly, women yearn for a man who has no qualms with verbalizing his expectations clearly. And think about that practically, guys. Think about this. Just humor me here. How is she supposed to know how to keep you around if you don't tell her? Right? How is she supposed to know? She's not a mind reader. Women have razor sharp instincts, and they are more than adept at anticipating a man's needs. We all know this, but they're not mind readers, guys. They're not telepathic. It's on you to let her know what you expect and that you are not flexible in your expectations. She may try to negotiate with you. She may get you to try to compromise on some things, but you need to stand your ground because this is a bleep test. If you change your expectations or water them down to make them easier for her to meet, she'll continue to look for those shortcuts, and eventually, things that go sideways, she'll lose respect for you. Make your demands crystal clear and do it with an unwavering conviction, and she will happily surrender to you. Trust me. I remember the first time I told Devin to wear... First time I was at her house, I was like, so you got a pair of heels? Like, what's up? She's like, oh, yeah, I got some heels. I was like, no, sweetheart. Those aren't heels. No, those aren't heels. No. Mm-mm. Devin she didn't even have her ears pierced when I met her. She didn't have her ears pierced. She didn't own a pair of, she had no heels. No heels whatsoever. It was just weird. I was like, dude, like, we got to go to the store right now. Next thing you got to do, raise your voice when necessary. Show me a man who doesn't raise his voice at his woman, and I'll show you a man who does not have the respect of said woman. Females, gentlemen, want and need to know that a man can grab his balls and do what needs to be done in any situation, which includes checking her if she gets out of pocket. Dev says they were 3-inch heels. 3-inch heels are not heels, sweetie. Like, dude, this may as well be sneakers. They may as well be sneakers. My aligners are pissing me off. There we are. Those may as well have been sneakers, Dev. Like, get out of here with that. Women will often test a man to make sure that he still has the backbone that he had when we first approached her. Right? She wants to, every once in a while, she will shit test him. Yes, they do this on purpose, and yes, your response is key. Showing a woman that you will not tolerate bad behavior or disrespect by raising your voice will keep her in line and will keep her respect. No, I'm not suggesting that you turn into a hothead with a short temper who's on the verge of blowing his fuse at any given moment. Okay? A man has to know and understand what situations warrant stern verbal reprimand and which situations do not. But this goes back to a woman trusting your judgment and respecting you as a man. If she knows that you can and will raise your voice when necessary, she'll know that you are not to be fucked with. She'll know. Number 4, call her out on her bad behavior. Their 304 type behavior. Got to dry my fingers off here. Today's women really are largely unaware of the fact that most of their behavior encourages male attention. Now, the reason for this is that they're cultural norms, right? Low-cut shirts. At work, they show cleavage, posting sexy pictures on social media. Entertaining conversation. from men who are obviously hitting on her. Those are all normal behaviors as far as the average American woman is concerned. But if you're training a woman to be her main chick, she needs to understand that a lot of her habits are promiscuous, whether she knows it or not. And if you do not correct these habits, eventually they are going to bite you and her in the ass. If she's headed to work in a low-cut blouse, make her change it. If she tells you about a dude who chatted her up at lunch, tell her to stop attention whoring. See, as men, we inherently know the behaviors that women display that could lead to trouble. There's no list. We just know. Your woman needs to know too, and you're going to let her know often. If she brags flippantly about her past behavior, dude, slut shame her. Slut shame her to tears, man. Do not let her get away with bragging about her past. No, not on your watch. Tell your girlfriends that stuff. I'm not here for that. In addition to the 304 shaming, girls think it's cute and attractive to brag about their sexual escapades, but I waste zero time in 304 shaming them. I'll refer to Dev. Dude, when we first started dating, she used to brag about the dudes that she had smashed. Straight up. She used to brag about them. Dude, she used to brag all the time. Now, at first, I just told her, okay, stop. She didn't. Then I told her, look, when you talk about this stuff, it makes you unattractive. I said, I imagine you eating boogers when you talk like this. Stop it. She did it one more time. One more time. She tested me. I slut-shamed her literally to tears. You better believe it. I called her every name in the book. She was crying her eyes out. I can't believe you said this to me. I just sat there stone-faced. Since that day, she hasn't mentioned anything remotely similar to those situations since. Calling your woman out on this kind of behavior and making it clear to her that you will not tolerate her proudly telling you about her hookups in the past, this will turn her into a well-mannered woman in public and in private. 304 shaming your woman is a good thing. It is a good thing, trust me. Last but certainly not least, social media. Oh boy, this is the big one. This is the big one. This right here, this is the one that separates the girls who think they want to be your main chick from the girls who actually want to be your main chick. It's hard enough for women to meet these expectations as it is. But when you let a woman know that you do not date women who are on social media, you'll find out very quickly whether or not she's serious about it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all those other social media platforms have quite literally destroyed today's women. Not only are they addicted to the constant validation they get from posting pictures of themselves, a lot of affairs, and I would venture to say probably most of them, start on social media. And people act surprised when they hear this. Well, what do you expect to happen when girls advertise themselves? The same thing that happens when a company advertises their product on TV. They get customers. Dating a woman who is on social media opens you up to getting played without even knowing it until it's too late. Like, the smartphone has literally changed the game as far as cheating is concerned. Like, it has changed the game. Girls get away with cheating with multiple dudes while their boyfriends or husbands have zero clue. That is not going to happen on your watch. Not a chance. Now, she doesn't have to delete her social media if she doesn't want to. And you're not going to tell her to delete social media. You guys can go back a couple of episodes how I told you this is how you voice your expectations. I'm not going to go through it all over again, but when it comes time, when she asks you, well, what does it take to be your girlfriend? Well, I can tell, listen, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I don't date women who are on social media, and then a couple of other key points that you throw in. Okay, listen, I've had girls try to negotiate it with me. One girl asked me if she could delete Twitter but not Facebook. I said, listen, is Facebook social media? Yes, but is Facebook social media? Yes. Mm-hmm. So if you're on Facebook, what does that make you? Then she kind of left. She's like, your friend? I was like, no, I'm not your friend. I said, if you're on Facebook, you now become the kind of woman I don't date. This doesn't mean I'm not going to still smash you. Like, I'm going to still whack that ass. Like, we already know that, right? But listen, man, like, listen, if it means that much to you, that's all good. Like, you can do what you want to do, but I'm going to do what I want to do, right? One girl actually asked me, she's like, how is she supposed to keep up with her family and friends? I told her she can call or text like everyone else. Again, she wouldn't do it, so she ended up leaving. So, dude, when I lay this, dude, I've had girls laugh at me. I've had them curse me out. I've heard me cry in front of me, begging me not to do this. I've seen it all, guys. I have seen it all. You absolutely, positively cannot waver on this one, guys. Because if you do, I guarantee you that that will be the cause of the end of your relationship. If a girl wants to cheat, she's going to cheat. But that doesn't mean you're supposed to make it easy for her. You're going to force her to be a woman and come to you and say, look, Donovan, it's over. Rather than monkey branching with some dude who saw her boobs on Facebook and started smashing her behind your back while you're at work. No, sir. No, sir. You guys have to remember, most women will not be up for this level of training. And that's even if you're high value. The bottom line is that if a woman doesn't want to submit to you, she's not going to, no matter how much game you have, guys. These are not the women you want to train because they're a waste of time. Once it becomes clear that you're dealing with a 304 who has no intention of settling down anytime soon, dude, smash her for a while, then drop her for someone else. But when you do meet a woman who makes it clear through her actions that she really is up for the training, listen, man, it's important to be ready and able to lead her and to mold her into who you want and what you need as your companion. All right, let me take a check of the super chat here. Super chats. Let me go to my Sharpe stream guys here first. Dre Raven is in the house. Good to see you. Hell Fong. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate that. And yes, the Temptation Island breakdowns. The Temptation Island breakdowns are coming up later. Love it. Love it. Dre Raven's in the house. Dr. Thunder. Guess we're in here talking about Subarus. The classic 5-speed. Love it. Love it. Apollo 137, good to see you in here. Geeky Anomaly. C-Dubs in the house. Somebody put a gif of Borat in a slingshot bikini. Yeah, man. Dude, I've seen her in a slingshot bikini twice. And dude, slingshot bikinis are, God, holy moly. And Devin wears them well. I'm surprised I haven't made her wear them more often. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I forgot about them. But yeah, Dev is about to get, like, real talk, dude. I'm sitting here looking on Amazon. I can tell you right now, she's definitely getting this one for sure. Oh yeah, she's getting that one. Oh, they come in other colors too. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yup. You can't be a basic bitch wearing a slingshot bikini, man. Like, you got to have the body for it. Real talk. Now, this one is interesting right here. Yeah, dude, I'm definitely going to get her a few of these. Oh, they come in red, too? Oh, yeah. It's a wrap. Yeah, dude, I'm just going to, honestly, like, real talk, dude. I'm going to have to start making Dev just wear this stuff around the house. Dude, chicks I used to date, man, I used to make them wear slutty clothes around my apartment. It was great. Just, hey, put this on. Okay. Because I know Dev is, and Dev doesn't complain. She's not a complainer, but I know she wants that spontaneous, remember what I told you guys the other day, man? Every woman loves that spontaneous sex. Well, I'm not really one to be into spontaneous sex, but I'll tell you what. You walk around the house in a slingshot bikini, and there will be all kinds of spontaneous sex going on. To be sure. To be sure. All right, let me get back to the super chats here on the YouTube side. Oops, wait a minute. I lost my place. Where'd I go? Where'd you guys go? Hang on a second. There we are. David McGrew's in the house. I haven't seen you in here in forever, man. Holy moly. How the hell have you been? Oh, $10 super chat says, my marriage has gotten better because of you. Thank you, bro. No problem, man. No problem at all. Wow, David McGrew, dude. I haven't heard from you in forever, man. It's good to see you, man. Damn. David McGrew was in that second batch of TSR OGs, man. How about that? Good stuff, man. Good. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about here. And again, oh, by the way, guys, the Book of Womanese is now available for purchase. It is now available for purchase. Link is in the description. Over 125 translations of the most common words, phrases, phrases, and statements that women make to mislead and manipulate men. On page 2, there is a coupon code that gives you 30% off any course in my catalog, including Womanese. 30% off any course in my catalog, including Womanese, until the end of the month. We have now sold 197 copies. Good stuff. The Book of Womanese, Volume 1, link in description. It'll be nice to be back at the real studio tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, Monday. Because I'm gonna tell you what, man, I'm used to having all these bells and whistles around me. It gets a little boring. All right, let's continue on with what we were talking about. Setting boundaries, expectations for your woman, and all the rest of that. Now, at this point, guys usually ask one or two questions. Okay. Well, what if she says no to all of this? Well, the answer is simple. She doesn't want your commitment bad enough. At which point you say, okay, we just keep things the way they are and leave it at that. Guys, don't get mad. Don't get huffy. Don't get indignant. And don't take it personally. Right? Like, listen, man, like, you can't control her behavior. Charge it to the game and keep her as a plate. Now, I'll tackle a question that someone asked me the very first time. Actually, asked me this question the other day. Well, what if she asks me to delete social media? Well, if she asks you to delete social media, this means, number one, your value isn't high enough. Number two, again, you angled for a relationship first. Okay? Let's tackle value. Right. A girl dating Chris Hemsworth, he says, all right, I'm going to put you through training. Well, of course. Of course she would bend to Chris Hemsworth's will. Well, that's just it, guys. Like, value and game are directly correlated with a female's desire to comply. Okay? You don't have to be Chris Hemsworth. You don't have to be Chris Evans. But the higher your value, the higher the likelihood of her compliance because she likes you. Now, on the angle for the relationship first part, and I explained this yesterday, if you angle for relationship first, in other words, if you breach the topic of a long-term relationship or exclusivity first, all your leverage goes right out the door. All your leverage goes right out the door. Because when you ask her to be your girlfriend, you are indirectly, but also directly telling her that she has fulfilled all of the requirements necessary to secure your commitment. You know what that does? That saps a woman's motivation. It saps a woman's motivation. Now, a lot of my detractors like to say, well, Donovan, she can still cheat. Well, of course she can. Of course she can cheat with all this stuff in place. It's just not as easy, right? If you don't want to get robbed, you don't leave your doors unlocked, right? Listen, if somebody wanted to break into my house, dude, I could have the world's greatest security system ever. Ever. If somebody wanted to break into my house, they could break into my house. Right? Just like locking your doors and arming your system, that doesn't guarantee anything. If somebody wants to rob you, they can. That doesn't mean you have to make it easy. That doesn't, well, hell, if I'm going to get robbed, may as well just open the door. No, man. We could leave our doors unlocked and not get robbed, but we could also let her have social media and her not misbehave because we know that's not true. But if we leave our door unlocked, it's easier to rob us. And if she's on social media, it's easy for her to misbehave. Listen, even now, Devin could cheat if she wants to. She really, dude, for all I know, listen, Devin's in the other, listen, she told me she went out to get the COVID vaccine. She showed me a picture, hold up. She showed me a picture of her in line. She showed me a picture of her in line. She showed me the paperwork and the registration. She showed me, she showed me the doctor. She showed me all that good stuff. I don't know if that's true. Listen, of course, I'm kidding, right? But real talk, if she wanted to, she could have. I don't know where she stopped on the way to wherever it is, CVS or Walgreens. I don't know where she went, came on the way back. For all I know, there might be some big dick nigga in the back just waiting to pound her out. Yeah, go on and get that COVID shot. I got you when you get back. You know what I'm saying? Like she might be in the driver's seat getting it in while she's driving so she can keep the time up. I don't know. Right? But the point is Devin could cheat if she wants to, right? But if she does, it ain't gonna be easy. I tell Dev all the time, listen, if you cheat, it better be worth it. I tell her all the time, listen, I said, it better be worth it. Like he better be a 12-inch. Anyway. The point is, and see, here's the thing. Buster Douglas also knew he was going to lose to Tyson, right? Dude, Buster Douglas knew he was going to lose that fight. That didn't mean that he was just going to go in there and lay down. He went in there, he fought his fight, he beat the odds. Don't just lay down and make it easy, guys. This is the problem. This is a problem that so many men have. Is they just make it easy for their women to step out on them. Don't make it easy for her. If she's going to cheat, make her earn it. So now let's really get into it. Let's talk about setting boundaries here. The setting of the boundaries. Selecting your woman, guys, it is the most important thing. The vetting process, this is where most men get tripped up. And one of the reasons for that is because when you start having sex with any given woman, you tend to ignore certain things, especially in the beginning, right? You're blind to the red flag she has because she's new. You like her, she likes you, the sex is great, everything is wonderful during the honeymoon period, and all the rest of that. Women know you're not on your P's and Q's at the beginning because of this is where they take advantage of you by getting their hooks in you early. Dudes are always on their game 6, 7, 8 months down the line because she's disappearing for hours at a time, or she's working late, or visiting her family for the weekend. And before you know it, she's sending you I think we need to take some time off. We need a break up text. The vetting process, gentlemen, takes time, it takes patience, and it takes discernment. And if a man does his due diligence and selects this woman carefully, he can now move on to the second most important elements in building a woman to your preference, and that is what's called setting boundaries. So why are setting boundaries important? What sets the tone for the relationship? Guys, a woman without boundaries is a woman who will walk all over you. I say it all the time. Women cannot be left to their own devices, guys. Their default programming is to self-destruct and to take everyone with them in the process. This is the trade-off for having endless options as far as dating and relationships go. This is why women were in where they were. But when feminism happened, it allowed women enough freedom to completely fuck everything up, marriage included, relationships, everything. If you do not set boundaries for your woman, she will not respect you, period. They may not like it, but they do respect it. Now, The reason they scoff or blanch when a guy actually puts his foot down and says, yo, check this out. I don't date women who do what you do. It's because boundaries makes it more difficult to misbehave or cheat or to set up cheating. Make no mistake, gentlemen. Make no mistake. She will object. She will object to you when you tell her you don't date women who text their ex. Okay? She will object to you saying, "Listen, I don't date women who are on social media or who have dating profiles." She will object when you tell her, "I don't date women who go to bars or clubs. I don't date women who travel alone." Right? Obviously, women engage in these behaviors for many reasons, but the main reason is that she wants to have the other branch to swing to should she decide she's bored with you. But if she really wants to be with you, then this is what needs to be done, guys. If she decides not to, fine. You guys will just remain friends with benefits. No skin off your... All you're doing is informing her that her actions have consequences, both good and bad. Which consequence she has is up to her. By the same token, if a woman is really into you and she respects you, she will adhere to those boundaries, even if she pushes back a little. And don't be alarmed if she pushes back, guys. Okay? This is a natural response. Okay? Today's women aren't used to men actually setting boundaries or showing them that they won't tolerate certain behaviors. But if she really, really likes you, she will get over those initial feelings of hesitation and respect you for having the balls to display masculinity on a level she's probably never seen before. We say that women are overgrown children, guys. 100% correct. 100% correct. And like children, women want and need structure. Like children, women want and need discipline. Children respect discipline. They might not like it. They may throw a fit, but they respect it, and eventually they grow to love it. It is the same with women. By the way, it's amazing how much women and children have in common. It really is. Here's another point to understand about boundaries. Yeah, I moved my cable. So, like Dev, if you hear the mic crackling, Jesus, like come on, killing me. One thing that you are going to have to understand is that one size doesn't fit all. Now, the way you enforce boundaries depends on the girl, the situation, your value, your frame, your delivery, the time. There's so many mitigating factors. It's impossible to go over each and every situation and circumstance one by one. This is why it's important to take your time here and really, really get to know her. So that when you do start setting boundaries, you know what you're dealing with and you can proceed accordingly. Different girls respond in different ways to different men. Something that I have recently learned, and this is, dude, I'm trying to tell you guys, this is, it is always a learning experience, man. I know Devin very well. She is inside and out, in and out. But one thing that I have probably in the last couple of days started to realize is that Devin does not respond well to negative reinforcement. She doesn't. She really doesn't. I can't imagine that too many women would, and I guess that's solipsistic on my part, because I respond very, very well to negative reinforcement, right? Me as a man, dude, if you continue to go the way you're going to end up a fat ass, right? I respond to negative reinforcement. I remember I was walking downstairs one time and Devin told me I looked like, she joked, I mean, she didn't mean any disrespect, but she joked, she told me that I looked like a character from Despicable Me. I had on my boxer briefs, and I had like a muffin top, and I'm jiggling down the stairs, and I was like, oh shit, she's right. Let's go to Phoenix and whip my ass into shape, right? Now, this doesn't mean that I'm not going. This doesn't mean that I'm not going to be honest with her. Okay, I told Devin. I actually told her about a month and a half ago. Time to get your ass into shape for real. Like, it's time to get your ass into shape. I said, you've got the genetics. You've got the genetics. We have the equipment. We have the resources. It's time to tighten up. Like, you look good. It's time to look better. It's time to look your best, right? So just because I don't use negative reinforcement with her quite as much doesn't mean that I'm not going to, doesn't mean I'm not still going to be straightforward with her, right? But what I've recently learned is Devin tends to respond much better to positive reinforcement. I had no idea until maybe 3 days ago. I was like, holy shit. So I guess she really is a woman. Oh boy. But yes, listen, some women, now here's the thing. Some women respond to assertive boundaries. Some women respond to aggression. They just do. Sometimes Devin does respond to aggression. Sometimes she does. Most respond to both depending upon the situation, the circumstance, that time of the month. Cycle calendar, guys. Cycle calendar. But none respond. No women ever respond to passive boundaries. Women do not respond to passive boundaries. Hey, do you mind not doing that? Negative. She's going to laugh her ass off. I told you guys the airport story. I think we were flying back from Miami. And, dude, it's late. We're tired. Oh, dude, we're so tired. Traveling takes it out of you. It really does. And so we fly into Philly International. And I remember exactly where we parked. And so Dev and I are walking back with our bags. And I noticed she started to drift back a little bit. I didn't care. It's time to get up out of there. So I get halfway up the escalator. She's still down there. And she says to me out loud in front of everybody, "You're going the wrong way." Your boy was hot. I was mad. I was pissed off. But I calmly told her from the escalator, I said, "You go your way and I'll go mine." Of course, she proceeds to follow me up the escalator. I take us straight to our vehicle. Open up the back, start loading stuff in. I turned to her. I said, "If you ever address me like that again in public or private, your ass is getting an Uber home." Straight up. Listen, Devin, if you're in the chat, you can verify that. The reason that was disrespectful is because she challenged my authority in front of everybody. She was way out of pocket. So guess what? I had to aggressively set that boundary. Listen, Devin, she responds to positive reinforcement, but she responds to the negative reinforcement too, especially with shit like that. Now, moving right along, there are two main ways to set boundaries. The first way is verbally. The second way is non-verbally or demonstratively. Here's an example of setting a verbal boundary. If she's on her phone and you're on a date, say, "Put that away for me, would you?" That's verbally. Here's another example. This is non-verbally. This is demonstrative. If you guys show up, if you guys agreed to a meetup at 7 o'clock and she's late, but she didn't give you a heads up beforehand, leave the venue and go dark for 24 hours. That will show her that you will not tolerate her wasting your time without saying a word. And trust me when I tell you, she'll get the message. But Donovan, what if she just says fuck it and never calls you again? Then number one, she didn't like you that much to begin with. And number two, a woman who does not respect your time does not respect you. If a woman responds negatively to you establishing boundaries, and again, this is assuming that you are a high value male, on to the next girl, man. Dude, there are way too many girls out here who are waiting for a man to take charge and give them boundaries to be dealing with these hard-headed bitches who are out here looking to prove they're strong and independent. Right? Trying to prove that who will not be controlled by a man. Dude, next the broad and move on, man. She didn't deserve you. With most women, you have to use a variation of both verbal and nonverbal. But again, there are a number of mitigating factors. Involved. So now we have to understand, and this is very important, now we got to understand the difference between boundaries and expectations, okay? Boundaries are behaviors you won't tolerate and have to be established from the very beginning of the relationship, oftentimes from your very first interaction, okay? They're the things that seem like, that don't seem like a big deal on its face, but this kind of awareness, this allows you to see that they could be a huge problem down the road if left unchecked. Things like texting her ex, on the phone during a date, or when she's at your place, the way she talks to you, having male friends, delayed texting. Okay? Expectations are exactly what they are, expectations. These are the behaviors that you expect her to engage or either engage or refrain from in order to be in and stay in a relationship with you. Notice I said relationship. Okay? I said, now listen, boundaries are for every woman you're romantically or sexually involved with. One night stands, F-buddies, right? Boundaries and expectations are for women you are in a relationship with. Setting expectations for casual plates or F-buddies, guys, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. The only thing you should expect from them is sex. That's it. There's nothing to expect from that kind of stuff. Expectations are things you verbalize, right? And you never verbalize expectations until what? Until she angles for an exclusive relationship. Right? Expectations like avoiding sex, going to bars or clubs without you, talking to other men in your presence when she is out in public with you without your permission, her physical appearance. You are entitled to set boundaries because you are a man of value. You're in great shape, you're well-dressed, you have your shit together. And as a man of high value, you can set boundaries that women will take seriously because you have your shit together. And by the way, as a side note, if you don't have your stuff together, you can't expect a woman to respect your boundaries, guys. Same way with expectations. Telling your girl to get in this, she's going to laugh and say, what about you, fat ass? Right? Now, some guys say, well, Donovan, you got fat. Yes, but I make six figures. Right? So that one mitigates the other. Now here's the thing. Okay, so I make a decent living. There's another guy who could make more than me, who's in better shape than me. Guess what? Her hypergamy kicks in. She's got to go with that guy. Right? So if I want to decrease the odds of that happening to me, then guess what? I got to get my ass into shape. On the flip side, if Devin doesn't want to lose me to one of if Devin does not want to lose me to one of these freaking smoke shows, one of these 22, 23-year-old smoke shows running around here in Phoenix, she's got to keep her shit together. This is a two-way street. This is a two-way street. But if you are a 5%er, you can set boundaries because you are a man in demand. You don't get to set boundaries because you have a dick, guys. Okay? You are not entitled respect from women because you're a man. We say all the time that women don't deserve the best men out here simply because they're women. They have to work for it and become a woman of value. Bring something to the table other than BJ's and, peace leave. Well, the same rules apply to men. You cannot set boundaries or expectations if you ain't shit. If you do not set boundaries from the start and consistently, and you can set boundaries all you want to, you must consistently enforce them. She's going to walk all over you. You can set them in the beginning, but it is equally, if not more important, to consistently enforce these boundaries. Women are going to push the boundaries, guys. They are going to test you. This is just who they are. They got to make sure that you're still the guy they fell in love with. If you don't enforce those boundaries, she's not going to respect them. Another reason why it's important to set boundaries is because if you don't set boundaries, you cannot set expectations. When and if she angles for exclusivity. If you don't check a woman for texting her ex or playing on her phone while you're out with her, okay? What makes you think she's going to adhere to you? Listen, I don't date girls who go to bars or clubs. Right? If you don't check on the little stuff, then you get, well, I don't. Okay, so this guy doesn't date women who goes to bars or clubs, but he allows me to text my ex while I'm on a date with him. Something's not right. I'll put it to you this way. It is almost exactly like a parent allowing their toddler to get away with acting like a brat, then trying to tighten down the screws when they're teenagers. Not going to work. Not going to work. You must set and enforce boundaries early and consistently in order to voice your expectations later. So let's talk a little bit, as this show is going by a little quicker than I thought. Temptation Island breakdown coming up next. I'm going to talk about how to establish boundaries early on, how to consistently enforce them, and what to do if she tries to push or bend those boundaries, and the difference between verbal and nonverbal boundary setting and enforcement. So let's go over a few examples of boundary setting in terms of behavior. Let's use the other example, on her phone during a date. And I'll give you a quick personal story, right? When I first started running RP style game, I had it was like a 2 or 3 month stretch where every chick I met up with was on her phone the entire time, right? Now, obviously I hated it. And I was new to the game. So I researched how to handle that particular behavior, right? And I came across a Christian McQueen post where he said he reached over the table, grabbed a girl's phone, and placed it face down on the table and said, "Not now, doll. Not now, sweetie." So on my next date, I tried to do exactly the same thing. I reached over, grabbed the girl's phone, and she pulled it away. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, I don't want you on your phone during this date." I said it just like that. She laughed. She said, "Too fucking bad." Dude, this is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever experienced, right? But the reason that fell flat is because my frame was all wrong. My delivery was weak, and honestly, looking back, she probably didn't like me that much. It was the first time I'd ever tried it, and it was obvious. So I tweaked it a little bit, and I tried it again. I was out on another date, maybe, I don't know, week and a half later, and I already knew this girl liked me a lot, at least more than the last one did, right? So we're at a Starbucks. I think we're at Caesar's Palace. I think. It probably was Caesar's Palace. And as soon as she pulled out her phone, I said, "Put that away for me, would you?" She said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just checking to see if my friend called." I just smiled back at her, sipped on my latte. Not only did I not see the phone for the rest of the date, I didn't see for the rest of the night. Not even when we got back to her place. The next morning, this girl literally asks me, we're in her bed, we're in her apartment, "Hey, do you mind if I check my phone?" I said, "Yeah, no problem. Just don't get lost in there." She laughed and said, "Okay." I dated that girl for 5 months. We were kind of sort of exclusive, but not really. But the point is that she knew not to be on her phone when I was around, guys. She knew not to be on her phone when she was around me, and all I had to do was be assertive about it. That was it. And again, guys, if a woman responds adversely to your attempting to establish a boundary, don't trip. Don't freak out. All this means is that you are going to use her for nothing but sex. All this means, the higher the status that she will ever have with you is a casual sexual arrangement. Maybe even a one-night stand. And if you can't get the peace leave, move on and charge it to the game. One time I told the date the same thing. I said, "Put that away for me, would you?" I said it exactly the same way. She looked at me, then looked back down at her phone and continued texting whoever it is she was texting. So I took a $5 bill out, left it on the table, and said, "Enjoy the rest of your evening." Left the restaurant. Again, this was back when I was actually taking girls to restaurants on first dates. Something I did for a while before I caught on to the fact that that was a bad idea. Again, if a woman does not respect your boundaries, she doesn't respect you. And if a woman doesn't respect you, a woman who doesn't respect you doesn't deserve to be around you, guys. It's that simple. A woman who is on her phone when she is with you is disrespecting you. Most women don't understand that this is disrespectful behavior. But if a woman likes you enough and you are assertive, more times than not, they will do it if you ask assertively. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at how many women actually put away their phones if you ask them to. Right? And not in a way that's supplicating yours. Would you mind putting away your phone? At that point, your weakness is obvious, right? Don't be passive. Don't be aggressive. Simply be assertive. Make eye contact and say, "Hey, put that away for me, would you?" If you are the one man who lets her know she is not to be on her phone when she is with you, then she will respect you. Not only that, you will separate yourself from just about every guy she's ever been with in her entire life. Period. All right, let me take some time out and read some super chats here. Oh, Devin seemed to think that my my COVID vaccination cheating story What was his name, Dev? What was his name? Paul Mann in Sharpstream says, Chad and Tyrone are going to be administering vaccines once every 2 weeks for a lot of women, right? Harpap says, children respect discipline. Donovan clearly never worked at a damn grocery store screaming kids. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. That's funny. Geeky Anomaly nails it. You will never have the balls to correct bad behavior if you have scarcity mindset. Agreed. Arpap says, does the Tom Likas rule for dealing with her constantly being on her phone and leaving her at the restaurant no longer work or play? Absolutely. No. It absolutely works. Listen, she gets a warning because every girl is on her phone all the time. Put that. Oh, see, look at this. See, this would get me in trouble. See, this right here would get me in trouble. That right there would get me in trouble in Major League Baseball, right? That would get me in trouble in Major League Baseball because obviously I'm left-handed, right? And so if I've gone like 7 scoreless, I've struck out 9 and given up like a hit, and they see a substance on my hat and I keep, reaching for my hat, umpire's going to be like, hey, let me see this. He's going to take a look at my hat. He's going to examine it, all that good stuff. No, this is just, this is baby powder with aloe and vitamin E. And the reason I use this is because, I don't have sweaty hands at all. It's the weirdest thing, guys. I don't have sweaty hands, but my fingertips get sweaty. I have no idea why. I'm thinking like, am I like Spider-Man? Can I crawl up? I don't know. But my fingertips get sweaty, and I have this trackpad for my Mac Mini, and if you have moist fingers, you can't navigate the touchpad. So I keep like powder just to keep my fingers dry and to throw that devastating changeup that is unhittable. Let's go to the YouTube side on the super chats. Oh, wow, super chat's coming in. Dr. Thunder says, paying my respects. CME, you know it. El Baracho, $2. I appreciate that. Ice Dragon Kid says, this is invaluable information. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Peter Lee, $5 says, women make rules for betas and break them for alphas. Entrepreneurs in cars. Real talk. Michael Matroke IV. Is that a meerkat? Is that a fox? Well, I appreciate that either way. 280 people watching. Please smash the like. Yeah, the interesting thing is, man, is I was actually telling Dev, I was like, I'm not really getting a lot of live viewers on my live streams. I said I think it's kind of getting, I don't know, like, like, are they liking, like, is the information not good enough anymore? Like, I'm really starting to think these things because, listen, I gotta, like, I'm not up here to talk about what I want to talk about. I gotta talk about what you guys want to talk about. You guys drive the bus. And don't worry about them. And so I was like, oh, should I stop doing the live streams? And she said, well, it depends. She says, do you like doing live streams? Like, dude, doing the live stream, it's my favorite thing to do. I like it better than putting out courses, writing books, doing conferences. This is, and you know what? It's interesting. 272 people watching. That's kind of how it was back in the day. Man. Like, dude, the golden years of TSR Live when it was like raw and we didn't give a fuck. I would say that's probably episodes 116 to maybe 270. Those are the good old days, man. Freelance Ronin, Miami J, V for Velian, Pimped Out Geese, all those guys. I guess Pimped Out Geese also flipped. Pimped Out Geese. Shout out to him, man. He's a good dude. I guess, the documentary kind of turned him too. So that's been the crappiest part about this whole thing. But yeah, so I said, all right, I've got to come up with, I have to come up with a way to evolve. Peter Lee says, maybe open the chat for non-members. No, that's never happening. No, sir. Nope. I will never, ever open up the chat for non-members. Too many trolls, man. Too many trolls. Dude, every once in a while I'll open up the chat, but there is no, dude, the reason I didn't even activate memberships for the money. I just activated memberships to keep all the riffraff out, man. It just got to a point, man, where I was just like, dude, I'm not dealing with these guys anymore. I'm not dealing with these guys. But no, listen, good suggestion, Peter, but that ain't never going to happen. That's never, ever going to happen. So yeah, man, but live streaming is my favorite thing to do. And I don't think I'm ever going to stop, to be honest with you. I don't think I'm ever going to stop, man. I don't think I'm ever going to stop. Ice Dragon Kid says, only reason I can see why the numbers are low is that most of us are putting in the work. Yeah, listen, I mean, there are many factors involved. Another reason why that my numbers have dropped is because it's time for me to evolve. It's time for me to, listen, my message is always going to be the same. I just need to find another way to deliver it, And this has actually happened now. This has happened 5 or 6 times. 5 or 6 times. And for all you aspiring content creators, this is something you're going to have to understand. This is sort of a necessary evil, right? You're going to do something that works really, really well. Like all of a sudden you've blown up. Boom. Then you're going to hit a point where you're going to start to stagnate. You're going to plateau. Well, then you have to find another unique way to deliver your message. That'll work for a while. Then you plateau again, right? When your numbers start to stagnate or even dip, and obviously there were other factors involved, if you guys know what I mean, it just means that I'm, it's time to evolve. Plus, I hadn't really been live streaming consistently. I mean, I've been traveling all over the place. I'm trying to get the conference together. So, but yeah, the live streaming is something I'm never, ever going to stop doing. I absolutely love it. I love it, man. I really, really do. Like, this is, God, I could do this. I could do this for 8 hours, man. I really could. I could do this all day long. All day long. So, but I've still got 110,000 subscribers, and I'm actually gaining subs again for once. Maybe I'll make a quick announcement before we continue on. Womanese, the Book of Womanese, Volume 1 is now on sale. It is available for purchase. The link is in the description. The Book of Womanese. 199 copies have been sold. 199 copies sold. The Book of Womanese contains over 125 of the most common words, phrases, statements that women make to manipulate and deceive men. Over 100, I think it's like 129, something like that. Do not let women get the drop on you. It's only $16. Only $16. Almost 200 pages. On the second of the almost 200 pages is a coupon that will give you 30% off every course in my catalog. Every course, without exception. Obviously, the Conference of Masculine Excellence is not a course. We kind of use it as a take. Every course in my catalog. 30% off until the end of the month. Until the end of the month. 30% off. This includes the individual volumes of Womanese, the video version. The individual volumes of Womanese, the video versions. I might individualize the audio version as well. I don't know that's maybe breaking it up too much, but I know, listen, man, I know not everybody can afford, $400, $500, $600. I get that. So I try to help out as much as I can. Second page, 30% off coupon. Link in description. Let me read a couple more chats and then we will move on. Peter Lee says maybe it's too early in the day. I don't know. Like, listen, I mean, like I said, man, streaks, peaks, and valleys happen all the time. They do. So, yeah, listen, I appreciate the support. Oh, Mr. Ed says later at night we'll probably draw more people. We're all off chilling at home. Yeah. The interesting thing is I think the reason I actually moved the show up is because I didn't want to get swallowed up by Myron Gaines and Fresh Prince CEO. Let's check where they're at. They are going to pass me in subscribers. I think they're going to pass me next month. Let me see where they're at, because they were at 90,000 a couple of days ago. Fresh and Fit. Dude, 97,000 subscribers. 97,000 subscribers, man. Incredible. That's incredible, man. God damn, dude. 97. Hold up, man. Yo, that is unbelievable, man. I got to text Myron, dude. That is unbelievable. Please give me a second, guys. Myron Gaines and Fresh. Dude, this dude is, what did I say, next month? This dude might pass me next week. Yo, 97,000 subscribers. That is incredible. That's incredible. Man, dude, shout out to those guys, man. Because I'm going to tell you what, dude, those dudes work hard. Dude, and I'm going to tell you what, Myron is every bit as meticulous about the details as I am. Obviously, I can't be too meticulous in an environment like this. But, dude, that is insane, man. Wow. 97,000 subscribers, man. That is crazy. That is crazy. Man, oh, man. How about that shit, man? God damn, dude. Look at this. Yo, they are doing it big. Unbelievable. Dude, you got to be kidding me, man. That is absolutely crazy. Unbelievable. Dude, 97,000. Dude, these guys might hit 100,000 a night. Good for those guys, man. They work hard. They work hard, man. They work hard. Oh, dude, their intro is their intro is badass. It really is. It really is. Yeah, Myron and Fresh focus on the game. I think I'm sort of transitioning into the relationship and masculinity aspect. And listen, I mean, I can admit it's not as much fun, it's not as entertaining, but it's good information. So, man, $97,000, 97,000 subscribers. Good for them, man. Good for those guys. Good for those guys. All right, let us continue. I guess they're supposed to be starting their podcast now, so I guess I'll probably use half my audience here within the next 10 minutes. So I guess I better get in while the getting is good. Okay, so let's talk about other boundaries you need to set. This is flaky behavior. This is being late to a meetup or a date, etc., etc. Handling flaky behavior verbally never works, okay? Saying to a woman, don't be late, will literally go in one ear and out the other. She hears this from her mother, her friends, her boss, everyone she knows consistently tells her not to be late. So when you tell her not to be late, she'll just ignore it as a matter of habit. The reason why you have to handle flaky behavior from the beginning is because she is disrespecting your time, okay? Remember what I said earlier? If a woman cannot be bothered to show up on time, she doesn't respect you. So rather than telling her not to be late or asking why she's late, give her a 5-minute window to show up. If she doesn't, leave. If she calls or texts you and asks you where you were, say, well, I was here at 7, I didn't see you, so I left. Then go dark for 24 hours. This lets her know that she needs to get her ass ready and be there on time if she wants to keep seeing you. You don't yell. You don't question her. You don't give her an ultimatum. You simply showed her that you will not tolerate her disrespecting your time by leaving. This tells her in no uncertain terms what the consequences are to her actions. This is the very essence of setting boundaries, guys. Let's talk about her tone of voice. These days, we see women disrespecting their men in public in many ways, right? The way they do it, the way they do it the most is the way they talk to them. We see women raise their voices at their men. We see them being overtly condescending. We see this all-out disrespect in public. And we always wonder to ourselves, like, how in the world is she getting away with this? Well, the answer is simple. He didn't check her the first time she yelled at him or took an aggressive tone with him. The way to handle your woman verbally disrespecting you in public or private is verbally. The first time she raises her voice at you, you look her right in the eye and say, lower your voice. Lower your voice. And you keep eye contact until she looks away. This lets her know that she is never to raise her voice at you. The very first time she condescends to you or speaks to you in a disrespectful tone or gives you attitude again, look her dead in the eye and say, watch your tone or knock it off. In both cases, you don't yell, you don't get crazy, you don't get angry, you simply lower your voice and make strong eye contact. Lowering your voice and making strong eye contact with a woman in this way, that is far more effective than yelling at her or getting loud with her. it will have a far greater impact on her and will let you know that you're not fucking around. I remember when I was a kid, me and my two brothers, dude, listen, man, it was 3 boys, right? What else were we going to do but terrorize our mother and our sisters, right? Dude, we used to play home run derby in the house. We were breaking, listen, we're 3 rambunctious boys. It's just what we did. Sometimes mama would yell at us, we'd still be crazy. But dude, when she used to be like, Eddie, you need to settle down. I was like, right? For whatever reason, when she lowered her voice and made strong eye contact with me, I was like, okay, she's serious. It's the same effect. Same effect. If after the first warning she does it again, then you turn up the heat a little bit and let her know what the consequences of her actions will be. So let's just say, your girl raises her voice at you again. She raises her voice at you again after you've told her to knock it off. You lower your voice again, and you say, get your shit, we're leaving. If she doesn't want to go with you, guess what? You get an Uber home. Or you take, if you're driving, cool, grab an Uber. Pardon me. Let's talk about something else. Withholding sex. That is a boundary and an expectation. If she is not trying to have sex, if she's not trying to fuck, she can't be with you. Right? I talked about this on the Fresh and Fit podcast 3 weeks ago. If a woman is not fucking you, she is not upholding her end of the bargain. This one is simple, right? And the way to handle this is nonverbal. If she don't want to have sex with you, then dude, immediately remove yourself from the situation and completely withdraw your attention until she comes over and puts her peace leave on a platter, or you just drop her altogether. Don't say, well, if we don't have sex, I'm going to leave. No, just do it. She'll get the message. So, for example, you're at her place, or she's at your place, you try to bang her. She tells you she has a headache or she's sick or whatever, right? If she's at your place, tell her she's got to go. She's got to go. If you allow your woman to withhold sex from you now, she'll definitely do it later on and much more frequently if you're dumb enough to commit to her. Guys, this is a shit test. If you fail this, it's over, man. A lot of guys get put in the friend zone this way. They start smashing a girl. The girl withholds sex one time, and before he knows it, he's in the friend zone. And that's before he even realizes it. Allowing your woman to get away with not putting out, that sets a bad precedent, and it will come back to bite you guys. Your presence is 100% contingent upon her putting out. If she doesn't put out, then there's no reason for you to be around, guys. This is something that speaks volumes, and you didn't have to say a thing. If you don't set this boundary right now, she will withhold sex later. They always do. This is why it's important for you to set and strictly enforce this boundary. Delayed texting. Let's talk about this for a little while. And by delayed texting, I mean a girl who doesn't return your text for hours and hours. Now, this one could be a little tricky because guys probably think, well, if she's at work, she's not allowed to have her phone. What if she's really busy doing something, can't get to her phone? And to that, I would say you're looking for an excuse not to set this boundary. That boundary, of course, being, if you take forever to text me, I'm not going to give you the attention you want. Guys, here's the thing. Girls are always on their phones, guys. They're on their phones even when they're told not to have their phones out. They're on their phones at church, school, funerals, work. They're even on their phones when flight attendants tell them to put their phones away or put it in airplane mode. They're still tweeting. It does not matter what the situation is. Girls will always be on their phones. The reason this is significant is because there's no excuse for a girl not to text you back within a reasonable amount of time. I'm not going to sit here and quantify it by saying that she should text you back in 5 minutes or 3 minutes. No. Because, again, every situation is different. But the way to handle this is non-verbal. You can't say out loud, if you don't text me back in 10 minutes, I'm going to do the same to you. It's ridiculous. The correct way to do this is to return the favor, but do it twofold. That is, when she starts this, if she takes an hour to text back, you wait 2 hours and maybe 15 extra minutes to text back. If she waits till the next morning to text back, do not respond until the following evening. If she takes 30 minutes to text back, you wait 40 minutes to return the text. You get the idea. The boundary you're setting here is that if you want my attention, you got to work for it. You're not going to text me twice a day, then expect me to blow up your phone with 24 texts. When you give a woman something she doesn't earn or something she's obviously not interested in working for, you take it away and make her work for it. You make her work harder for it. Here's another thing. If she's not texting you back immediately, she probably does not like you as much as you think she does. The guy she texts the most, that's the guy the guy she texts the most is the guy she wants the most. And if that's you, it'll be obvious. She'll be texting you nonstop all the time. That's when you know you're her number one, because a girl can only text so many guys at one time. However, if she really does like you but isn't texting you that much or isn't responding that quickly, she's taking advice from her banana gobbling friends who are always telling her play hard to get. Fuck that noise, guys. If she plays games, you play games. Wait at least twice as long to text her back. And if she doesn't like you that much, she'll end up fading out. She'll end up fading out anyway, which is good. Which is good because you're not wasting time on a girl who's just using you for validation. If she does like you, she'll start to increase the frequency of her text and decrease her response time. Either way you slice it, it's a win-win, guys. If you want to, listen, if you don't nip delay texting in the bud when you see it happening, you're headed to the friend zone, guys. You're headed to the friend zone. All right, very good. Great episode. I'm about to switch over to Sharpe Stream to do our Temptation Island breakdown. Temptation Island breakdown. Here we come. I am just, I'm scrolling through some other stuff here. Let's see. Okay, that's that. Okay, all right. No need to be taking care of business on the air. If you would like to see the live breakdown of Temptation Island, sharpestream.com, sharpestream.com, just the way it sounds, Sharpestream.com. This is my own private platform. It's my own private platform for me, by me, etc., etc. So, as we bid farewell to my Twitch audience, all one of you watching, I appreciate you joining me. Sharpestream.com. My Facebook audience, thank you guys for making time to watch the show today. Now, MGTOW.tv, I forgot to set that up again. Jesus Christ. I'll do that a little bit later. And, of course, my YouTube audience. I appreciate you guys sticking around. I appreciate your support. Make sure to get your hands on the Book of Womanese, Volume 1. The Book of Womanese, Volume 1. It is now on sale, $16. Link in description. Get a 30% off coupon on every course in my catalog. And you will obviously, every course in my catalog until the end of the month, until April 30th, every course in my catalog, 30% off. All right, so now we will eliminate the